Yes, family. What's going on, guys? Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. I just had my mic muted. Yes, family. What's going on, guys? Let me know if you guys can hear myself. All right, I can hear myself. It looks like it is. It looks like it's pretty clear. Are we good to go, family? Drop a 7 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Drop a 7 in the chat if you guys can see my screen. If the lag is finally gone, let me know in the chats. Man, I had to turn into a tech geek again. That's not my forte. But whatever I gotta do to make sure that we are straight, we're gonna make sure we do it, family. Because like I said, I really want to come on here and just provide you guys with as much value as possible with no interruptions. There's all the 7s. I see you guys. What's going on? Stanley, this is going to be more traditional Forex, not binary options, but anything that I do talk about on these sessions, on these streams, can be correlated to options trading, you know, if that's your forte, for sure, right? So, like I said, guys, welcome to the call. Welcome to the stream. Let me go ahead and put my face on the actual stream as well. It's a little dark. Let me go ahead and just go to a brighter screen for now. There I am. What's going on, family? Super excited to be able to do these calls for y'all. Like I said in the video, if you guys have not watched the video that I actually just dropped today, all right, just going over the challenge, I highly recommend you guys to go ahead and take a look at that video. That video is an absolute banger, just pretty much talking about a challenge that I'm going to be doing over the next 2 months, right? It's the $100 to $5,000 challenge. I have a lot of rules that I set for myself, and I also want to do it, guys, so that I can give back to y'all, right? Excuse me. For every $1,000 that I'm able to grow the account, you know, I will be giving back 10% of that balance, right? So once I go to $1,000 from the $100, I will be giving away $100 to one of you guys. Once we get it to 2,000, I'll be giving away 200. Once we get it to 3,000, I'll be giving away 300, 4,000, 400, 5,000, 500, with a total of $1,500 that I plan on giving away if we are able to go ahead and truly flip this account from 100 to 5,000, which I'm gonna be honest with y'all, family, right? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is definitely not an easy thing to do. Okay, so if I end up blowing the account, it is what it is, right? Because again, I do have to be a lot more aggressive in order for me to really do that type of a return, because that stuff is not normal. Okay, that is not normal. I'm really just doing it not just to give back to you guys, but I also want to test my skills as well to see if I'm really able to do these type of things. So it's gonna be fun, right? It's gonna be an overall fun experiment, and if we're able to accomplish it, I also get to repay you guys for showing me massive love, and just for always being here, and just being engaging with the community. But family, go ahead and drop your locations in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I see we got Sacramento, California in the house. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for tuning in. Excuse me. But go ahead and drop your locations in the chat, family. Let me know where you're plugged in from today, and I'll give you your locational shout outs, which is definitely something that I love to do. Okay, let's see who we got. We got Houston, Texas in the building. Texas, what's up? I see y'all. All right, let's see what else we got here. I see we got the Bahamas in the building. Trinidad and Tobago, what is going on, family? I appreciate you guys for tuning in as well. I can't wait to make my way back out to Trinidad and Tobago. Absolutely loved it out there. You know, for anybody out there in Trinidad and Tobago, definitely go ahead and eat some bacon sharks for your boy. What does that think that's called? Bacon sharks?
Bacon shark. Bacon shark.
Bacon sharks. Go ahead and eat some bacon sharks for me. I appreciate y'all. All right, where else we got in the building today? I see we got Jersey in the house. What's up? What's up, Jersey? I see y'all. We got Homestead, Florida. We got Jacksonville, North Carolina. We got Dallas in the building. Jersey, Alabama, Barbados. What's up? Florida, Chicago, Rhode Island, Cincinnati, Ohio in the building. Michigan, Barbados. I see you guys. Pennsylvania in the building. What is up to you guys as well? Welcome, family. Super excited to be able to do this for you guys, like I said. But let's go ahead and get into this, guys, because tomorrow's going to be a very interesting freaking day, right? Tomorrow is Federal Fund Rate Day, guys, where we are going to raise rates. Okay, it's already a given, right, that the Federal Reserve is planning on raising rates, and they're actually going to be doing a 50 basis point rate hike, which is actually a pretty big deal. Now, why is this important for all of our forex traders, right? Well, guys, you have to understand, right, interest rates is just a way to really control monetary policy here, not just in the US, but all over the entire world. Okay, and all these factors like monetary policy, tactics that they use to try to control inflation, which is what we're dealing with, that's going to affect all of our currencies overall, right? Because you have to understand something, guys. When we are raising interest rates, what's the point of actually raising rates? Who knows the answer to that, by the way, right? Who knows why they're actually raising rates? What's the purpose of that? Does anybody know what the purpose of that is? Right, I see we got Barbados, Michigan in the house, Cincinnati, Rhode Island, Chicago in the building. What's up, Florida? I see y'all. All right, we got Atlanta in the house as well. We got Canada in the building. But what's the purpose of them actually raising rates? Does anybody know the answer to that? Okay, there's a few things. There's a few reasons why. Okay, there's a few reasons why. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Sharon. Right, one of them is to try, for this specific reason, is to try to get inflation under control. Right, when they actually raise interest rates, they're making it more expensive for people to actually borrow money, and they're making it more expensive for people to actually spend money. Okay, because when rates go up, the cost of goods and the cost of services also go up. Okay, so when they're raising rates, what they're essentially trying to do is they're trying to slow down this economy that we currently have right now. Because the way the economy is going, guys, I mean, if it stays in this path, like right now, inflation's at around 7-8%. Okay, if inflation continued, if it was to stay at 7-8% year over year, then that's really gonna hurt a lot of people, because the cost of goods is just gonna be way too high compared to the wages that people are getting paid. Okay, the cost of goods are going up, but wages are staying the same. That's a big deal, family. So they can't allow that to happen. All right, the Federal Reserve, they normally want it to be around 2% inflation year over year. 2%. Right now, we're almost quadrupling what they actually want. And who is this really going to affect? This is going to affect all the people that are in lower income brackets. Because right now, again, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are really seeing this right now. The wages are staying the same, but the price of goods is going up. It's absolutely crazy. So they have to be able to control that. One way to do that is by raising rates, which will cause less spending, which will cause more people to actually save money. Now, this is where I'm getting, right? If more people are now forced to save money because the cost of everything is going up, what does that do to the supply of money? If people are now saving money and hoarding money, okay, because when rates are low, people are tempted to spend. Okay, people are tempted to spend, which puts so much money into circulation. But when interest rates go up, people are not as tempted to spend. They have to save, which is why they do that. Okay, to try to control inflation, which ultimately makes the economy become a little bit weaker. But they do that, family, to, again, get it under control. This is stuff that we have to understand. If you guys can see, I'm still a little sick. I've been sick for like the past week and a half now. It's pretty crazy. All right. But this is stuff that we have to understand as Forex traders. Okay. Because this is definitely going to affect us. And it's going to affect the way that we trade. But another cool thing about raising of rates, okay, is that even though a lot of people are now going to be forced to spend less, right? There's going to be less dollars in circulation. What happens when there is less of something in circulation? Right? Answer that question for me. Right? What happens when there is a less amount of sun? Let's look at basic supply and demand, okay? Because we actually had a question in my Telegram today, right? Really talking about what the currency should do if rates go up, right? The strength or the weakness of a currency while interest rates go up, right? Answer this question, family. From a supply and demand perspective, when there is less available, okay, what typically happens? Yeah, more demand, an increase in demand, right? So when there's an increase of demand, but there's not as much available, what would that do? Let's talk in terms of currency now. What should that do for the price of a currency? That should make it go up, right? So when you're thinking about how can we trade these currencies, especially dealing with interest rates, as interest rates go up, less people are spending, which is going to cost less dollars in circulation, which is ultimately going to, quote unquote, hurt the economy, but that's also going to make the currency that much more stronger. Okay, you guys with me with this? Drop some sevens if this is making sense, family. Drop some sevens if this is making sense. Drop some sevens if this is making sense. All right, because this is some sauce right here. This is the stuff that they don't teach you on YouTube. I'm being honest. Let me see if I get this camera so you guys can see me. Right? This is the stuff they're not teaching you on YouTube. I promise you that. Right? Because most YouTube traders, no offense, there are a lot of great ones, but they don't even understand fundamentals like this. Okay, so as interest rates go up, less people are spending, less people are borrowing, less credit is being used. Okay, which means there's going to be less dollars in circulation, which also means the demand for dollars is going to go up, which is going to cause the value of the dollar to go up as well. It's making sense, right? I see all the sevens. I appreciate y'all. Right? So this is exactly what we got to understand, guys, and how we got to utilize all this information. This is how we got to utilize this data that's getting released tomorrow to our advantage. Okay, there's a reason why I have been bullish the US dollar for, I mean, who knows how long, right? I've been bullish the US dollar, guys, for the past maybe year, 2 years. Okay? For one was because I was expecting inflation to be high. My gosh. Right? I was expecting inflation to be high just because they printed so damn much over the past 2 years. But also because I was expecting them to have to try to combat that and raise rates, which is exactly what we're seeing. Give me 1 second, fam. Let me go get a bottle of water. I'm dying over here. I'm over here dying. All right, so now let's talk about a little bit more in depth, right? So we already know that tomorrow we have the federal funds rate, right, which is the interest rate decision for the US dollar. But on Thursday, we also have the official bank rate, which is the Great Britain pound version of the federal funds rate. Damn. Which is also, they're planning as well to raise rates, and they're also going to be at 1% interest rate, just like the US. Now, how can we use interest rate differentials to our advantage while trading? Okay, now again, this is stuff that you're not going to find nowhere else, right? I really haven't found too much content on interest rate differentials and how to really leverage the difference in interest rates to your advantage, right? So when it comes to like, I really like GBP JPY, right? Pound yen, and we're gonna look at that actually. My face is gonna get a little dark, right? But you guys can still hear my voice, right? So I really like GBP JPY, and I really like the bullish side for GBP JPY for a bunch of reasons. For one, is because the interest rate differential that we have here, right? The Great Britain pound is planning on going to 1% interest rate. Okay, just like I said with the US dollar and the federal funds rate and how interest rates work, right? A higher interest rate could possibly mean a higher value in the currency. If we really look at what the Japanese yen interest rate is, it's absolutely doo-doo. That's a funny word, right? It's absolutely garbage. Right, the Japanese interest rate, I believe, is a negative 0.1 or something like that. Let's actually check Google real quick. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to my guy Skags in the chat. Appreciate you, bro. We're gonna have to do we gotta figure out a way how to do like a 2 different sessions here, my boy, so we can get you on here as well. Let's see what we got here, right? Japan interest rates. I'm pretty positive because I actually just looked at it earlier today. Right? It's at negative rates. Right? So when we're talking about interest rate differentials and we're trying to trade 2 different currencies that have such a big difference in rates. Okay? Yeah, so it's at negative 0.1. Okay? Negative 0.1. All right? So this is why I really like the bullishness, the bull side for the GBP JPY, right? Because the pound itself is planning on going to 1% on Thursday. And the Japanese yen is still at negative, which means, and why is this important, right? Because when you have a country, right, like let's say the Great Britain pound or even the U.S., right? When you have a country that has interest rates at 1% compared to a country or an economy like the Japanese yen or the Japan economy over there at a negative rate, and you're a foreign investor, where would you rather have your money sitting at? Right? Because when these countries, when they are investing into, say, bonds and things like that, when you invest into a bond, you do it to, you're obviously getting some type of a return back on that investment. Would you rather have a 1% return or a negative 0.1% return? Right? Because this is how foreign investors look at where they should go ahead and park their money. Right? Foreign investors want to go ahead and park their money somewhere in a country that's going to yield a better return. Right? So when we're looking at GBP JPY, I'm extremely bullish, not just for that reason, but definitely that's playing a big part. Right? That's playing a huge part. Right? Big shout out to all my Noti gang in the chat as well. Shout out to you, Christopher. I see you. Right? All you guys that are part of my Noti gang, go ahead and drop a Noti gang in the chats. I appreciate y'all so much. But it's no surprise, guys, why the pound yen has been absolutely on fire. All right? I mean, we did have a little decrease over the past few weeks, but overall, this thing has been booming. Like absolutely on fire since last year. Right? And I don't think that's going to slow down. I actually have a setup, guys, that I'm looking into for tonight for GBP JPY to see if we can actually go ahead and get involved in. Damn. I'm over here dying, family. Right? So, with all that being said, I think we can expect, okay, a bullish pound against the Japanese yen. All right? Because we are expected to raise rates. As rates go up, the currency typically gains in value because of that as well. Now it's just a matter of where can we actually look for potential entries from? Right? So we obviously have this level of demand down here that the price has been playing off of, which I honestly think we're probably going to end up, I wouldn't be surprised if tonight we actually end up running these lows right here. Like, I would not be surprised whatsoever. Right? These lows look just super, super sexy to get ran. Right? Like, I'm thinking, and I could be wrong. I have no problem being wrong, guys. That's the thing about me, right? I don't care about being wrong. It is what it is. Right? But I believe price is probably going to end up dropping below this level in an area that I'm very interested in to see if we could find some possible support or some more demand from would be around this 161 level. Right? I'm not sure if we're going to make our way all the way down to here, but this is definitely an area that I would be interested in around that 161. Right now, again, we might not make it down there. We might just spike down and play off of this short-term support right here at around the 162. But I'm really, really leaning towards, guys, this move down here. Right? If we can come back down to this support down here, then that's where I would really be interested in potentially buying GBP JPY. Right? Again, seeing a tap down into that level would be absolutely phenomenal. Right? In fact, if we're able to actually go ahead and see that, let's see if this cold water actually helps. Thank you, babe. Right? If we're actually able to see price get down to that 161 300 level, ooh, that's cold. Then I'm probably going to be looking for buys all day. If, right? Again, the key word here is if. Right? If we're able to see price come down to these levels, then that's definitely where we're going to be at. Okay? That's where I would like to see. Come on. Right? So it's about patience, guys. Right now, again, if you guys watched the previous video that I actually just put, let me go ahead and use my camera real quick so you guys can see me. right? If you guys actually watched that video that I just dropped today, just talking about the challenge, this is probably going to be the first trade that I actually take on the challenge, right? On the challenge account, at least, right? The $100 account that I just created. It's probably going to be looking for this buy opportunity for GBP JPY, right? If we're able to get an entry because of this, because price gets us into an area that I'm interested in, then I'm in there. If price doesn't drop for whatever reason, that's cool. I'll just see how the market is playing out in the morning time, and then I'll just take another reaction off of what I see in the morning. Because another thing that price could do, I really do believe price is going to end up dropping. But if for whatever reason it doesn't, right, and we actually see price instead break up above this level right here, then we might be able to actually go ahead and take advantage of just a straight break and retest type of opportunity, and then go ahead and ride it higher. But again, I am leaning towards this possibly dropping. We don't even have to, and this is the thing, guys, about just reading price action, right? Reading price action is probably one of the most important things that y'all could really learn how to do, right? Reading price action is extremely important, right? Because even if price doesn't reach down to this level of interest down here, right, it's spiking below this demand zone. It might find some crazy demand right below this level and then pull right back inside of the range. Okay, so if you're really going to be paying attention to this pair, then also pay attention to that. If we break below this level right here, okay, this level at 162 points, we'll just say 162 100, right? If we break below that level and end up coming back above it, then you have to be able to read that price action and take the initiative, because then that could be the opportunity to actually go ahead and ride up higher. Okay, so unfortunately for me, I don't wake up during London session. All right, I actually enjoy my sleep. So it might happen tonight where it just spikes down below this level and rebounds and goes back up. And if it happens, then it is what it is. I'll just look for the next opportunity when I wake up in the morning. Right, but these are things that we have to be aware of, right? Remember, price is going to do what it wants to do, right? That's completely out of our control, right? We don't dictate where price ends up going, right? I would love for it to give us a deeper correction, but that's not for me to decide at the end of the day. Right? Price is going to do what it wants to do regardless. What my job as a Forex trader is to figure out the best opportunities, read price action, and then make the best decision based off what price action is saying. Right? I always say this, guys, right? You have to learn how to read and react to price. You guys with me? Drop some sevens if you guys are with me. All right, let's see. Imagine having negative rates in this environment. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. All right, it's kind of crazy. All right, drop some sevens if you guys are with me, family. Drop some sevens. Let's make sure. I want to make sure that the stream is still good. All right, because we were having some issues earlier, right? So I'm going to be asking you guys just to drop sevens every so often, just so that we make sure that we're still here and we're still good to go. Thank you. Man. Let me take one of these cough drops, honey. All right, perfect. We're still here. All right, perfect. Are you guys enjoying this value so far, guys? If y'all learned something so far, drop a 3 in the chat. All right, if y'all learned something so far, drop a 3 in the chat. All right, if you guys understand interest rates a little bit more, drop some 3s in the chat. If you guys understand interest rate differentials, drop some 3s in the chat. Okay, that's what I like to see. All right, remember, I'm here to not just give you guys ideas, but I'm also here to educate. That's what I truly love doing. Let's see, wouldn't JPY would not be active due to bank holiday? I mean, it's still going to be active, right? It's just there might not be as much volume in the markets, but it's still going to be active, right? It is a bank holiday, but it's still going to be active. It's just the volume is going to be a lot lower. All right, because yeah, we do have a bank holiday for tomorrow. All right, but again, keep in mind, guys, right? I'm not even really looking at, like, yeah, tomorrow's going to be important for the US dollar, but it's Thursday that's really going to be the real deciding factor for what GBP JPY does. And not just GBP JPY, but a lot of pound pairs, right? So it's Thursday where the official bank rate vote for the pound itself is getting released, right? So if you are going to be trading any pound pairs, then Thursday's the day that's really going to bring all the fireworks. Okay? Thursday's the day it's going to bring all the fireworks. right? So that's going to be very interesting. Now, as far as USD pairs, all right, let's actually take a look at pound dollar, right, and see what we got here for GBP USD, right? We were really looking at GBP JPY, just because of the difference in interest rates and how you're able to use, the interest rate differential to your advantage while trading. All right, but let's actually take a look at GBP USD. Right now, again, keep this in mind. Right, we have both the USD, which tomorrow is going to be, they're raising rates to 1%. We're also going to have the pound by Thursday. They're also going to raise rates by 1%. Right, so both of those economies, their interest rates are going to be at 1%. Right, so we can't use the interest rate differential for this specific example, but what we can use is just the fact that the US dollar is the currency reserve of the world, right? Like the US dollar is just a big boy, guys, and over there in the UK, those economies are going to do far worse during a recession type market, which is pretty much what we're in right now, right? A lot of people are probably not going to say it, but like we're in recession type territories. Right, and those economies over there in the UK, the Great Britain pound and Europe and things like, they're actually going to get hit so much worse than what we would in the US. So you have to really put that into consideration, right? So I believe, in my opinion, I'm going to be bearish pound dollar, all right, especially with the fact that the US is about to raise rates by 50 basis points compared to the Great Britain pound being raised by 1 or 25 basis points. So what I'm going to be looking for going into tomorrow, right? And we really got to be careful, guys, trying to trade around FOMC, by the way. If you're not experienced, then don't even trade it, right? You might as well just sit on the sidelines and just watch it, right? But if we're able to see price spike up for whatever reason, right? It could be for whatever reason. I'm going to be personally looking for opportunities, guys, to really go ahead and get involved in some more shorting opportunities here for Great Britain pound dollar, right? It's just a matter of seeing what price gives me, right? Again, this is definitely a week where I'm most likely going to be sitting on my hands more than normal, right? Because I want to make sure that if I'm getting involved in these opportunities, especially during such a volatile potential week that we have this week, where I want to be looking for specific things, right? And one of those things is I want to see what if the pound dollar is able to spike up and if it spikes up, then I'll be ready to go ahead and look for some shorting opportunities, because I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe the dollar is just going to gain more strength, right? It has been on fire. I've been predicting dollar strength for a while now, even when I was on Go Live, educating for IM, literally for the past year. I've been predicting dollar strength against all currencies, and I believe it's still going to continue going as well. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to go Australia for my studies. Do you think Forex can help me earn money? First of all, shout out to you for going to Australia. I actually want to go to Australia as well. But will it help you earn money? That's an easy answer or easy question to answer, but it's also kind of a hard one, right? Because obviously, yeah, you can earn money doing it, but it really depends on how long you've been trading and your skill level. If you're just now learning how to trade, then I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to be like a lot of these people that are going to say, yeah, you can go ahead and do it and make a lot. No, trading is very, very hard, right? Most professional traders that you see usually making good money, they've been doing it for years now, right? Don't let nobody tell you otherwise, okay? So can you make good money? Yeah, if you actually have the skill and you put in the time and you have the chart hours. But if you're just now learning how to trade, for you to be consistent, it's hard for me to just try to lie to you. All right, I don't want to lie to nobody. All right, I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. All right, learning how to trade is very, very difficult. All right, you can learn the technical analysis part of it, which is just learning how to mark up charts. But you have to have experience. You have to be able to put in the chart time, all right? The hours. You have to put in hours and hours and hours and hours of just analyzing the markets and learning how it moves and then dealing with your emotions and then dealing with discipline and patience. That's something that's very, very hard to do, and it takes years and years of you doing this to actually acquire that type of expertise. So is it possible? Yes, it is. All right. Is it likely for somebody that's new to do it? No, not really. Right? No, not really. So that's the answer I'll give you. Let's see. Tight stop loss, like it ain't funny. Abel on tomorrow and Thursday. Yeah, just be aware. Don't even. Yeah, definitely have. I wouldn't even say tight stop loss, right? Because you still want to put your stop loss in the correct spots, right? Don't just put a tight stop loss to just lower your risk, right? Instead of focus on where your stop loss is gonna be, focus on how much you're risking, right? So if you normally risk 2% per trade, which is what I normally do, I'll probably lower my risk to maybe 1%, maybe 0.5%. Okay, but I want my stop loss to be in the same exact spots, right? Because your stop losses are put in specific places for specific reasons, right? You don't want to just make it super tight, because then you might not be giving yourself enough wiggle room, and then you're just going to be getting stopped out no matter what, right? And that's just super, super annoying. So just lower your risk. Don't focus on your stop loss. Lower your risk, okay? Your overall risk that you're going to be trading. Let's say I want to buy premium signals. Any good groups who sell signals? I'm not sure. I really am not sure, and I really don't want to promote anybody's signal service because I don't know, right? So I'm not sure. I don't have a signal service personally, so I'm not sure. All right, so yeah, pound dollar, guys. I really want to see if we can continue selling this thing. Right, very, very interested in seeing more downside for pound dollar. Right, do I have an opportunity right now? Not really. But if we're able to say, let's see, if we're able to break below this level right here, right? If we're able to break below this 1.247 level, right? Then I see a lot more downside for sure. Okay, if we're able to break below this 1.247 level, then I'll definitely be looking for some more downside for pound dollar. Okay. There is a chance for you to maybe take a little bit of a riskier sell opportunity if you just stay below this level here, but yeah, that's where we're at, guys. So if we break 1.247, I'm liking the continuation lower. Let's see what we got. Do you do account management? No, I do not. I don't trade for nobody. I don't have signal service. I don't have none of that. I just provide education. Abel, I'm struggling how to calculate my 2% risk on Forex. This is by lot size. Can you help me? Of course. Right, so let's actually take this example right here for GBP USD, right? And let's hypothetically, right? This is all hypothetical, family, right? Let's hypothetically say we're going to take a sell on GBP USD right now. Okay, I actually have a website that I use all the time, and I recommend you guys to start using it as well. All right, it is called Nash Markets, and they're actually a pretty good website, right? So instead of trying to be a mathematician, which I know I'm not really that good at math. It's my favorite subject, which is kind of crazy. It was my favorite subject in school, but I was always horrible at it, right? Instead of me trying to calculate it right here, just use a calculator that's already created for you, right? So there's a website called app.nashmarkets.com, and it actually gives you access to a position size calculator, which will tell you exactly the lot size that you have to use while following your specific risk, right? So let's go ahead and just use an example here, right? So let's say we have a $500 account, 500 leverage, 2% 2% risk, right? So 2% risk of 500 is only $10, right? So we're going to be risking $10 max. Okay, let's go ahead and look for Forex pairs. Let's go ahead and look for GBP USD. Again, this is an example, guys. I'm not actually telling you guys to sell this, right? We're going to be looking for the short. Okay, now let's say we're going to be looking for an opportunity like this one right here. All right, let's say we wanted to sell right from right where price is at right now. Okay, stop loss. I'm going to put my stop loss up here just for this example. Right now, we're going to target 2-to-1 risk to reward. So we're going to target around 40 pips. Come on. All right, and this is all just an example, family. Okay. Bow. Okay, there we go. Okay. So our entry is going to be right where price is at right now, 1.2494. So you want to come to this calculator, 1.2494. Okay, our stop loss is going to be, let's see what we got here. It's at 1.25182, or you could just put 23 pips, right? 1.25, all right, 2. So let's just go 23.2 pips. So 1.217. And then our target is going to be, let's say 1.24415, or around 50 pips. All right, 1.24415. All right, so you can either just do it by pips or strictly by the actual price. Then you want to hit calculate, and it's going to tell you the exact lot size that you can place, right? Position size. Okay? Does this make sense, Samara? Right? I know this is a little bit easier, right? Because like I said, I'm not no mathematician, right? I can't just look at calculate. I'm not good at that, right? But I'm very good at just using a calculator, right? I'm very good at this. Okay, so let's tell you exactly what lot size to place for this specific trade idea. You'll be able to place a 0.04, and that's going to allow you to only risk 2% for that specific trade. If you guys are not able to calculate percentage risk, okay, and then convert it to lot size, use this calculator. Family, you need to be using this every single day for every single trade that you take. Okay, for the $100 challenge that I'm doing this week, or that I'm doing for the next 60 days, okay, I'm going to be using this calculator every single time I place a trade, just so that I am aware of exactly what lot size I am able to place. Don't just guess it. Okay, what a thing that you're gonna find on social media, on YouTube, they're gonna tell you certain ways to calculate your lot size, right? But they're not going to tell you how to actually calculate lot size for the amount of risk that you're willing to actually risk. Okay, I am horrible at math. Yeah, me too. All right, me too. So use this. Okay, app.nashmarkets.com. Let me see if I can actually put it in the chats for you guys. app.nashmarkets.com. And use it every single time. Again, family, risk management. Matter of fact, money management is extremely, extremely important. Money management is probably what's stopping you from really being successful today. Especially every single one of you guys that have been on here long enough. Right? Like, I want you guys in the chat. How long have you guys been trading so far? How long have you guys been trading so far? Drop it in the chats. I've been trading for 6.5 years now, which is damn near crazy. It just sounds long as hell. Right? 6.5 years I've been in the game. Right? Since 2015. It's almost 7 years. Yeah, almost 7 years already. In fact, it'll be 7 years in November. October, November, it'll be 7 years. Right, but go ahead and drop it in the chat. How long y'all been trading? Let me know in the chats. Right, I'm going to be honest, guys. It's been 6.5, 7 years for me, and there's still so much more than I could do, right? There's still so much more that I could learn. All right, let's be transparent with each other. I see we got 2 years. Shout out to Cedric. 1 year. Shout out to Melody. Andrew, I see you, Andrew. What's going on, my brother Andrew? I appreciate you for being on the chats, my brother. 3.5 years. March 2020 on and off. Okay, Evelyn. 10 months. 1 year. 7 months. 1 year. 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. 4 months. 4 years. 4.7 years. I've been trading on and off for about 5 years. I was rolling with you for 4 years. Shout out to my brother Joseph. I appreciate you. What's going on, King? Almost 5 years. A year and a half. 1 year and a half on and off. Okay. Now, for all you guys that have been trading for more than 2 years, all right. If you've been trading for less than 2 years, then you still got to put in work, right? Realistically, again, I'm not making this stuff up, family, right? Most traders that I know that are actually successful, okay, that are living off of this, it took them around 3, 4, 5 years to finally get to a point where they were able to actually live off of this. Okay? So put that in perspective. Now, that's just the ones that I know. I know there's people that it might have took a little bit quicker, right? I know traders that it took a year or two. But the majority of the traders that I know that are professional traders that actually do this for a living, It's taken them 4, 5 years, 6 years to finally get to a point where they can actually go ahead and make the decision to live off of trading. And the great thing is, trading is usually not even their main source of income, or not their only source of income. I'm not going to say it's not their main, but trading isn't their only stream of income neither. Okay, so it's going to take time with this. All right, so if you've been trading for less than 2-3 years, you still got to put in work. Now, if you've been trading for more than 2 to 3 years, your time is about to come. Right? You're going to wake up one day and you're going to follow all your disciplines. You're going to wake up one day and you're going to really understand how to read the markets. You're going to wake up one day and your money management is going to be through the roof. I know for a fact it is, as long as you don't give up. Okay? I actually made a post on my Instagram, right? Shout out to everybody that's on my Instagram that's following your boy. I appreciate y'all. Let me actually check the likes, man. Let me check the likes. All right, so family, we got about 50 to 60 people on this call right now. All right, let's get them likes up, right? Let's have the likes match the viewers. If you guys appreciate the content, right? I definitely appreciate everybody that goes ahead and likes the video. It just helps get this video out to more people, right? So I appreciate you guys that actually do like it. All right, that are showing me love, because I'm doing this for y'all. Right? I want to show you guys love. So go ahead and like this video up as well. Drop some likes on this video. I appreciate y'all. There we go. I see the likes going up. That's what I like to see. Let's see what else we got here. That makes me feel better. Oh yeah, it takes time. To be honest with you, Abel, it's not about the time, but more about where to find the information. We need to progress. I feel I'm missing info or don't know what to study as a sequence. That's a great, great concept, or a great, comment, right? Because sometimes it might just be a little bit of information that you need that you're lacking, that's causing you to not see the results. Okay, but this is the thing about it, right? Even if you do understand so much, like, trading is really all about self-mastery, right? Trading is all about self-mastery. Are you able to really become right to terms with yourself, right? The one thing that was really, because it took me around 2 to 3 years, guys, to finally stop blowing accounts, right? And this is me being transparent, right? It took me about 2 to 3 years to finally stop blowing accounts consistently. Okay, 2 to 3 years to finally stop blowing accounts consistently. There's still times, even today, where I'm extremely greedy, and I do high risk accounts where, yeah, I might blow an account, even today. Okay, but the difference between back then and today is, today I'm actually able to manage my emotions. I'm actually able to really have a lot of more discipline than I did back in the day. Right, so it takes some time. Okay, it really does take some time. But you are right. You might be lacking some information, but this is the thing about trading, family, right? Simplicity is key. I preach simplicity so much because it's crazy. You don't need to be the most advanced trader, right? You don't need to be the most advanced trader to actually see money in this. You don't need to be the most technical trader to make money in this, right? You need to be the most disciplined trader, right? Listen to what I just said, right? You need to be the most disciplined trader in order for you to really see results in this, right? So even if it's you just learning a very simple strategy, because there's thousands of strategies out there that you can be profitable with, but is your discipline going to allow you to truly get to the bag, yes or no? Right? I know a lot of traders that are actually very good at marking up charts. I know a lot of traders that can mark up a charts like the best of them, but they lack in discipline. They lack in money management. And that's what's killing them, right? So sometimes we have to hold ourselves accountable, right? Like, accountability is extremely important. Awareness and accountability, I feel like those two words are extremely important, especially if you want to be a profitable trader, right? Because you have to have the awareness of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And you also have you have to hold yourself accountable, right? Have self-accountability to actually change what you're doing wrong. So once you are aware of what you're doing wrong, have the accountability and the discipline to actually change it. You guys with me? Let's see what else we got. We got my guy G Beard in the board. What's going on, G? I appreciate you, my brother, right, for always showing love. You show love on damn near every platform that I'm at, and I appreciate that a lot. Definitely means a lot to me. All right, let's see what else we got here, though. Let's go, champ. What's going on, Daniel? I see you. Let's see. A little over 3 years. You laid my foundation, bro. I appreciate you, G. Let's see. What's your perspective on prop firm funded accounts, and how can someone new to this market take advantage of it? That's a great question, Terrence. I'm actually all for prop firms. Like, I actually recommend you guys to actually take advantage of prop firms, right? There's actually a bunch of them out there now. You know, the two main ones that I would recommend is either going to be FTMO, which is pretty much the standard, or my Forex funds as well. Right, FTMO and my Forex funds, really dope. But I actually encourage people to do it. Right, a reason why I'm all for funded accounts is because trading a $100 account is actually a very, very difficult thing to do. Right, and it's not that you can't grow a $100 account. It's just people lose patience following proper risk management and trying to grow a small account like that. I mean, even a $500 account, even a $1,000 account, guys, right? Like, yeah, you can grow your account following proper risk, but you only making 2%, 3% a day. There's going to get to a point where you just get tired of that, and then you start becoming undisciplined. Again, I went through that. So if you went through these funded accounts, or if you went through a pop firm and ended up getting a funded account, for one, you actually have more capital that you could play with as long as you understand how to do it. And for two, you actually have a set of rules now. A big reason why most people don't succeed with smaller accounts is because they want to turn $100 into $1 million and they're satisfied then, right? Or they want to turn 500 into $1 million and that's when they're satisfied. At least with these prop firms, you're given a set of rules that you have to, in a set of guidelines that you have to follow, right? Make that 5%, make that 8%, that 10%, and you're done, right? That type of rules, those type of rules is actually very important. Right? If you have a set of rules or a task that you have to accomplish, that's so much easier than you just trying to build a $100 account to however much you're trying to build it to, right? Because you're going to lose patience off only making maybe 2% a day, 3% a day, 4% a day, 5% a day, right? Nobody gets excited about that. And that's why most traders end up blowing their account, is because they finally end up realizing, like, yo, this is annoying. I can't survive off of $5 profit a day. Not realizing that on a $100 account, $5 profit is 5%. People don't think in terms of percentages like you should be. Professional traders think in terms of percentage, right? We talk about trading in terms of percentage growth, right, versus percentage loss. But because it's such a small account and there's really no overall target, people become undisciplined and they really lose patience, and then they start over leveraging and doing what's next. That's just me being honest. So I really encourage people to go ahead and get funded account, right? Utilize these prop firms to actually build your capital. Utilize these prop firms to actually create some type of discipline. And hopefully it could transform into your live account when you actually are self-funded. Okay, that should be the goal. Use the funded accounts, these prop firms, so that eventually you can become self-funded and make 100% of everything you trade. Let's see what else we got. I appreciate you guys for the likes as well. I see the likes go up crazy. Shout out to y'all. What and where should you study following the correct pattern? What do you mean by correct pattern? Right, let me know a little bit more about that, Skip. What do you mean by correct pattern? I see. We appreciate all the value you give. I've seen you teach where you could barely talk. I appreciate you, Andrew. I really do. You've been showing love too for the past 2-3 years easily, 4 years easily. Let's see. I'm only now starting to manage my emotions after 2 years. Yeah, it took me about 2-3 years as well to really, get to the point where I can manage my emotions. And this is the thing. I feel like once you're able to manage your emotions, it's usually money management which really kills people. And especially it's pretty much just because what I said, right? That money management aspect, right? Trying to make $5 on a trade or $5 a day is not exciting, right? We want to hurry up and get to making $5,000 a day, right? But we're trying to rush the process, and we can't based on our account size. So yeah, mindset is absolutely important, right? The psychological aspect of trading is absolutely important to control, but money management I feel like is even more important in my opinion. Let's see, what has helped you with your emotional management? That's a great question. Right, so for me personally, was just really realizing that I wanted this. Right, and one thing as well, and everybody talks about money management, control your emotions, but a lot of people don't even help you figure out ways how to do it, right? A big issue with trading small accounts, family, right? And I know you guys want to just get to the charts and start looking for opportunities, but this is, if you guys really know me, right? Like, how many of you guys been following me for a while, right? That watch me on either IM or on my old YouTube videos, right? Because if you guys know anything about me, you guys know I love to rant, right? What I like to call my rants, but there's so much value in these rants that I do and these little speeches that I give and the way that I answer these questions. Like this type of questions that I answer, this value is so much more important than actually marking up charts. Like marking up charts is extremely easy, right? That's the easy part of it all, right? But it's the rants that really is where the real sauce is at. Like for real, for real. All right, so one thing that you can do, right, is really go from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. Right, we have to go from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset, right? And what I mean by that, guys, is that when we're trading, right, we trade. Typically, most people are trading because they're usually trading like the little bit of money that they have left, right? Like you're usually taking, a portion out of your check that you get every single week, and you put it in a trading account, and that's all you have for the week. Right, so when you are trading literally the last bit of money that you have, you're going to be operating in a scarcity mindset where you're scared to lose this money, right? Where you're scared to do this. And when you operate in a scarcity mindset, it's going to have you overthinking everything, right? You're going to be thinking about every single aspect of trading, and that's what's going to cause you to really not trade successfully. Okay, you have to think with an abundant mindset. Okay, change that mindset from a scarcity mindset where you're afraid to lose money, you're afraid to do this, you're operating in fear, and operate in an abundant mindset where you're like, you know what, even if I do lose this, I'll get money back. There's abundance of money out there. Even if I do lose, this trade, I still have more I can operate with. Right? Once I went from that scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset, and I wasn't so scared to lose, that's what really helped me out probably the most. Like that was probably the biggest mental shift that I could make personally, right? Was operating in an abundant mindset, right? Realizing that there is enough money out there for me. There's always going to be enough money out there, right? Because that eliminated the fear of trading. Okay? You guys get what I'm saying? Do you guys understand what I mean by that? Scarcity and abundant mindset. Drop a 7 in the chat, family, because this is some sauce right here. Again, this is that sauce you're not getting nowhere else. I promise you. I promise you, right? A lot of people tell you you got to manage your emotions. You got to control your emotions. But how? Right? A lot of people tell you what to do, but they don't teach you how to do it. Right? That's probably the biggest thing that helped me out tremendously, which is changing my mindset from that scarcity to an abundant one. Right? By far, the best thing that I could do. Because then I stopped operating in fear. And when you stop operating in fear while you're trading, it actually changes the game for you. Like it really changes everything for you. Okay? So that's the big one. All right, shout out to everybody that's been with me for a minute. I appreciate y'all. Right, I'm over here hanging on with y'all guys. Because my throat is on fire, no homo. Right? This cold gotta go. This sickness that I got gotta go. It's not letting me operate it's not allowing me to really be as energetic as I normally am. Because y'all know me. Y'all know I love energy. I'm very big on energy. But I could barely even talk. I'm here for y'all. And I'm here tomorrow too. What's up? I plan on doing this, guys, every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I do plan on going live with you guys. Right, every single night. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 10 p.m. Just like we're doing right now, we're going to be back tomorrow as well. Hopefully my voice is a little bit better. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the markets, guys, and see what we ultimately got, right? If you guys want to analyze some pairs, I'll take a look at a few pairs with you guys and see what we got going on. So another one, like I said, the one that I'm really going to be interested going into tonight is going to be GBP JPY. I'm going to be interested in seeing exactly what we're able to get. I think we're going to end up running lower. Right, I believe we're going to end up pushing lower tonight. Going into London session, I truly believe that. I could be wrong. But that's what I'm going to be leaning towards, guys, is for this to actually go ahead and go lower. I'm very interested in looking for some buys. If we're able to come all the way down to around the 161,400, 161,500, that's where excuse me. That's where I'll be very interested, guys, in looking for some opportunities to go long. All right, if we're able to come down to these levels around 161.4, 161.5, that's where I'm probably gonna be looking for my next buy opportunity. But again, price doesn't have to do that. Price is gonna do what it wants to do at the end of the day, right? We don't control price. We need to focus on what we can control and not on what we can't control. Okay, we can't control what price eventually ends up doing. We can control our strategy. We can control our risk. We can control our emotions. We can control those things. We can't control what the outcome of these trades end up being. Okay, listen to me closely. We do not control the outcome of these trades. So whether you take a win or whether you take a loss is truly irrelevant. And this is very hard for traders to really comprehend. Whether you take a win or a loss is irrelevant. As long as you followed your rules, you followed your strategy, your edge in the market, that's all that you can do. That's all that you can control. That's why for me, it doesn't affect me when I take a loss in the markets. It is what it is. It's out of my control. The market's going to do what it has to do. All right, so with that being said, I would love for it to come all the way down here, which is around 100 pips away. I'm not sure if we are going to get down there, but I would love for it to do. If price doesn't get down there, that's fine, okay? Because if we end up coming just even below, even if we could spike below this 162 level and come back above, then that would also be another reason why I would like to go long, okay? And the reason why I'm also anticipating this 162 as well is because I'm looking at this 162 level, and I believe this could be an area that has a lot of liquidity built up below it. Okay, a lot of liquidity probably built up. The market loves to go towards liquid areas. It moves towards where there is a lot of liquidity positioned. That is just a fact. Okay, so even if we do go ahead and spike below this 162 and we capture some type of liquidity and it immediately sends price back above, we have to be able to read that type of price action and be aware of what's going on, because then we can go ahead and jump in. Okay, so there's two different ways I'm looking at this. We gonna spike down below and then eventually pop back up and then go long, or we can come all the way down to this 161.4 level, and then from there, off of a retest of this structure, I would like to go long from there as well. Okay, I'm only going to be risking. Normally, I will be risking 2%. If I'm going to be taking it on the $100 challenge account, I'll probably risk 5% on this specific example. Okay, now risk to reward is extremely, extremely important. Okay, I'm very big on risk to reward. Okay, in fact, if you guys want to know what the golden nugget of trading is, in my opinion, right? In fact, if you ask a lot of professional traders, they'll tell you the same thing. The golden nugget in trading is your ability to understand risk to reward. It's not even about having the highest accuracy, right? It's not about your win rate, okay? It's about your risk to reward while you're trading. Are you able to have larger wins compared to your average size of your losses? That's the big difference here, family. All right, so this specific example right here, we can have something like, I'll put my stop down at these levels, right? If we are able to see price come down to these levels, and if I was able to take a setup like this, right, the risk to reward here is around 5 to 1. 5 to 1. Okay, so that means we'll be risking, say, normally for you guys, it will be around 2%. 2% risk. Okay, 5 to 1. If we have a 5 to 1 risk to reward and we're risking 2%, how much is our target going to be, guys? Answer that in the chat. Answer that in the chat, family. Right, let's see. Glad to see you live. And what's going on, Marv? How you doing, man? Glad to see you in the chat. What's the best pair to trade during Asian session? I was behind the Ant God account. I am. What's going on, man? Definitely good to see you. Right, do you think GJ will come down to 152? 152 is a far. Listen, anything is possible in trading, right? Anything is possible in trading, but 152 is pretty far. 152 is pretty far. All right, that's almost 1,000 pips away. Yeah, that's almost 1,000 pips away. That is 1,000 pips. All right, I'm not sure if you're thinking about 162, but 152, that's a long way. I mean, anything is possible, like I said, right? But for now, I'm not thinking we're gonna get that far. Just for now, right? Oh yeah, from the daily perspective, I see what you're saying, right? That is pretty far from the daily, right? But even from now, like that's such a larger time frame, right? Where yeah, it makes sense to look at the bigger picture on the larger time frames, but I'm more so looking at these intraday / maybe swing trade opportunities. Again, it's possible, right? I'll possibly start looking at opportunities like that if we break these lows, right? Again, it's possible, but that's just I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. All right, so the question that I asked, family, right? If we're risking 2% here, and we have a 5-to-1 risk reward, then our gain, as you guys got it, right? Shout out to Terrence, I see you. Evangelica, I see you as well. Right? Yeah, it will be 10% gains. All right, this is what risk to reward is all about, guys. Again, maximizing the gains all day long. Right now, for those prop firms, FTMO, my Forex funds, I mean, there's a lot out there, right? This right here will pass one of the challenges for you on one trade, one opportunity. Right, just one trade, and you can actually pass phase 1, and you could pass phase 2. With just one opportunity while only risking 2% and going for 10%. That's next level, right? So we're gonna see what happens overnight. Like I said, I'm very interested in seeing this thing possibly continue going lower. I know some of you guys are probably thinking, well, Abel, if you think it's gonna drop, why are you not selling it? Right? I'm not looking for sales because I'm mainly focused on the buys. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to sell it, but I also want you guys to start doing things that's a little bit more easier for you guys and stuff that's going to help you guys out. Remember, there's going to be certain things, guys, that I I keep from you guys because I don't want you guys to start doing things that are going to make it harder for you, right? It's always best just to stay with the trend or the overall momentum of this market. Right, if you're experienced, then yeah, you could try to look for sell opportunities to ride this down. If you're experienced, okay. Again, the key word here is if you're experienced. Yeah, because there's definitely opportunities to short this thing if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's just best just to be patient. Let the market get to an area of interest, and then from there, just react off of that. Would you put a buy limit? Yeah, you could definitely put a buy limit if you want to, for sure. All right, there's nothing wrong with a buy limit at all. All right, so let's see what we got here. We're just gonna express appreciation, get well. So I appreciate you, your turn. All right, so I see somebody said NZD Swiss. We got a gold. Yeah, let's go take a look at those real quick. Right now, again, keep in mind, family, do not forget we have major news on the horizon for tomorrow. Right, major news. All right, we have FOMC, federal funds rate. They are going to be raising rates tomorrow. Okay, they're raising rates to 1%. If you guys just now tuned in, if you guys are just now jumping onto this stream, all right, I was speaking about interest rates at the beginning of this stream, right? So I highly recommend you to go back and rewatch this once this is done, or just go ahead and zoom at the beginning, right? Because we were giving a lot of value on interest rates in the beginning of this stream. All right, so let's go take a look at NZD Swiss, and then I'll take a look at gold, right? Because gold is definitely going to be a very interesting one for sure. I know gold is a fan favorite. A lot of people love trading gold alongside GBP, JPY. All right, so we'll talk about gold for sure. Let's see what we got here for NZD Swiss. All right, so let's see where we're at, right? Anytime I go to a pair, guys, for the first time that I haven't really analyzed, I always go to higher time frame. Every single time, no questions asked. I always go to the bigger picture, all right, just to really see where we're at in terms of the bigger picture here. All right, so let me go ahead and just mark off a few levels that I'm gonna be interested in, because right now we are testing a pretty interesting key level here for NZD Swiss. Very interesting level. Okay, we are also even testing another resistance point as well, though, coming up. All right, so let's see what we have here, guys, right? Now that I see this, we have seen a strong push up, but ever since then, the market has been creating a series of lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We just broke below this lower low right here. So there is a possibility, depending on how we react from this level right here, right, this 0.633 level is going to be probably the main level that I'm really going to be, you know, keeping my eyes on if I was looking for an opportunity here, right? I'm going to be leaning towards more so another opportunity to go short, right? That will be probably my best opportunity, or my personal opinion of what I believe can happen right now, which is to look for the next shorting opportunity to go ahead and break these lows right here at around 0.627, 0.625, right? So yeah, I'm gonna be looking for opportunities to go short. We're below the 50 period moving average, okay, which means we should be looking for sell territory, right? We overall have been, for the most part, it's been somewhat going to the downside, right? The flow has been somewhat bearish. We are below the 50 period moving average on the daily. I'll be looking for some shorting opportunities, guys, for NZD Swiss. So let's see where we are here on the 4 hour now. Now, again, if we end up breaking above, right, if for whatever reason price ends up breaking above this 0.634, then I'll change my bias. Like if we see something like this, then I'll change my bias. And instead, I'll be looking for a lot more bullishness, and we could possibly target all the way up here to this level of resistance, right around 0.64. But for now, I'm really anticipating more downside pressure to come in. All right, so let's see what we have here. Smaller time frames now for NZD Swiss. All right, let's see where we're at. Okay. All right, so we're actually at a very interesting level right here for NZD Swiss. In fact, if we were looking for some shorting opportunities, right, this will probably be the area that I will be looking for to look for some shorts from, right? Just my opinion, right? There is a possibility for two different levels. Okay, it could be the level that we're at right now, this 0.631 level. Okay, there is a possibility for price to really roll over from here. Let me actually check what the MACD is looking like. See if there's any type of a shift in momentum that we could spot out. Let me bring the MACD up. All right, so I mean, we are getting a little bit of divergence as well, right? Showing that there could be a shift in momentum that's occurring. Let me show you guys what I'm seeing right here. Right, for those of you guys that don't know what divergence is, it's just it shows when price is divergent against the actual momentum indicator or oscillator that we're currently trading. Right, if you see here, guys, we have created this high, higher low, higher high. So we made a sequence of higher highs right here on price. But the actual indicator or the oscillator, right, which pretty much measures momentum, right, we actually created a lower high. Right, so as this created a higher high, this actually created a lower high, which could mean that a reversal is possible. Okay, so I would not be surprised at all if price actually did end up, you know, turning around from this level and potentially going lower. You know, we also do have, you know, this pretty aggressive shift in price right here as well, where price spiked up, right, possibly captured liquidity, Okay, above this entire level of structure, and then we shifted. So it seems like price might have wanted to make its way all the way back up, and there could be a possible area for that to occur. All right, now if price ends up breaking above that level, then I could see us riding up another 30, 40 pips all the way up into here. Right, so I'm leaning towards price probably selling off from this level. Okay, but if price breaks that level, then we're probably going to end up continue going higher to around the 0.34 level. Right, so that's my initial bias. Now, even if we did push up higher though, guys, right, again, as long as we stay below this area, which is also very possible, okay, I still will be leaning towards more so a continuation lower from these levels. Okay, this is the thing about me. I'm very comfortable having different entry points for one specific bias. Right now, I'm leaning towards this thing selling off. We had this aggressive push, okay, big sell-off that broke multiple levels of structure. All right, we had violation of structure levels. All we had, excuse me, all we had right here was just the market, which looks like all it did was wanted to correct higher. Okay, so all we're seeing is just this correction in price right here. That's all we're seeing, right? So impulse, choppy correction. I would love to see this thing possibly roll over. All right, so I would not be scared to take an attempt here. And if that one doesn't work out and I lose 2%, because that's all we're going to risk, I would not be scared to take an attempt here. If neither of these work out and it continues higher, then at that point is what I said on the bigger time frame. If that happens, then we're probably just going to end up continue going higher. And then I'll change my bias, and then I'll go ahead and react to what price is giving me. Right? As a Forex trader, when market conditions change, you have to be willing to change your bias. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Let's see, you're a little laggy. Right, how's the quality, family? Let me know. Right, am I laggy? Am I not? Let me know. Right, let me know. Drop some sevens in the chat if we're still good. Let's see. What other confluence do you look for when entering a trade? Is it mainly just market structure? Market structure is the main foundation of what I do for sure. Sometimes I'll add, some confluences with like channels like this one right here. Like having a retest back up to these highs wouldn't be a bad thing because it's also giving us that confluence. Now, as far as like adding like tools like trend lines and Fibonacci and all these other things, I'll do it, right? I'll add it, but that's really not my forte, right? It's not the thing that I'm mainly looking for, right? I'm really looking for just key structure levels, right? Looking at key structure levels and reading price action around key structure levels. The main thing of confluence that I do use is probably just understanding my moving average, right? The 50-period moving average. That's probably the only other type of confluence besides the MACD as well. I do add the MACD as well. Okay, let's see. Phone buzzing, yeah. All right, so cool. So we got some sevens. Get well soon, Edward. Thanks for everything. I learned a lot from Noti Gang. Yeah, shout out to my Noti Gang, man. I appreciate y'all. Again, I do this for my Noti Gang members all day long because you guys be showing love. Right, so that's another one. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a look at gold, guys, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this stream off with gold. See what gold gives us. See what we could find. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Overall, I'm pretty happy that the stream at least lasted pretty long without giving any type of hiccups. Right, but gold is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I've been bullish gold for a while now. Right, just really wanted to look for more bullishness, but I mean the way that the dollar has been playing and the way that the dollar has been gaining a lot of strength, it has been taking the dollar really, really more bearish. Right, but I do believe, there could be an opportunity, right, for gold to finally end up finding some type of support, right? The thing about gold is that, family, gold is something that we really need to focus on fundamentals on, right? Like gold is more fundamentally driven than anything, because it is a safe haven currency, right? Gold benefits during times of chaos and fear in the market. And I mean, I know for a fact we can all agree that there's a lot of chaos and fear in the market today, right? Especially with the entire situation with Russia and Ukraine, right? Especially with this inflation ordeal, right? There's a lot of chaos and uncertainty in the markets, and gold usually benefits from that. Okay, so although the dollar is gaining strength, I believe it's going to continue gaining strength. I think that gold can also possibly gain strength as well. All right, so with that said, right, if I was looking for an opportunity to look for some buys for gold, I mean, where we're at right now is going to be a very interesting level to pay attention to, right? Because if we really look at structure in this level, like this level, guys, has acted as support and resistance numerous amount of times, right, over the past 2 years, okay? And there's a very, very big possibility where gold can possibly act as support from this level once again. Okay, so I would not be surprised whatsoever if we end up finding this support and gold actually starts pushing back up. I would not be surprised by that. Okay, so we do have to be a little bit more cautious though and wait for more evidence of it. Okay, I mean, we did get a nice shift right here. Right, like we might have actually got evidence. All right, look what price did. Price ended up coming down to this level and ended up getting extremely choppy. Okay, creating this little wedge pattern. We seen the strong momentumous push, right, that broke structure. We're now seeing choppiness come back down. All right, we also are creating a bullish flag. So, excuse me, if we're able to see price break above, right, above the 50 period moving average here on the 15 minute, then that could be an opportunity to really go ahead and get involved. Okay, I've got to be a little bit more cautious though with gold. All right, because again, especially with, you know, the news that we got tomorrow, right, you got to be a little bit more cautious. Okay, now again, there's a difference between being cautious and being fearful. Right, don't be fearful, but be cautious. Okay, so definitely going to be looking at these levels, guys, and seeing how price reacts, you know, from these levels, because there is an opportunity for us to actually go ahead and possibly buy it. All right, so I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on this one as well. I'll be analyzing it probably before I go to sleep to see where we're at. You know, excuse me. Let's see what we're looking. Oh my gosh, I need the sickness to go away. All right, let's see where we're at here. All right, on the 5 minute. Right, if we can get back above this level, guys, right, like even back above this 1866 zone, that would be pretty lit. Right, that would be pretty lit. Right, if we're able to get back above this level, right, and then a retest of 1865, that could be the entry. Right, that could send us much higher. It could be. I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. It's definitely something to think about. All right, so that's where we're at for gold. I really want to see this thing continue going higher. There is a chance for it to occur. We're just going to be a little bit more cautious. Okay. But family, I do appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. I do this for you guys. Let me go ahead and take this light off my face now. Right. Without y'all, I would not be able to do this. Okay. I'm really getting back into my bag where I'm just providing so much value on YouTube. About 2 years ago, I was going hard on YouTube, just straight dropping value. I'm talking about dropping video after video after video, right? But due to me being an educator for IM, I had to put that on the back burner, and now I'm back, right? Since I made that decision to actually stop educating for IM, the big reason for that was so that I can go ahead and focus on my brand once again, and also focus on really building up YouTube the way that I truly know that I can build it up. Right, so I'm back, and I'm going to be doing this consistently for y'all. I hope you guys were able to get a lot of value from this video. We dropped a lot of nuggets, a lot of sauce. Please rewatch this stream if you guys haven't watched it yet. And the opportunities that we looked at today, if they set up, take advantage of them. Okay, if you want to be a part of the challenge, if you guys have not watched the video on the $100 challenge, I highly recommend you guys to go watch that. It is a banging ass video, just breaking down this challenge that I'm gonna be attempting to do. You know, win or lose is definitely going to be something I'm going to document for you guys. Just because I want to also not just provide value, but I want to give you guys some entertainment as well. So you guys are actually excited about, you know, watching these videos. So family, I appreciate y'all. I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 10 p.m. Eastern, providing you guys with more value, more sauce, more education, and more excitement throughout this journey. Right? So family, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Shout out to all my Noti gang once again. Thank you guys for being a part of Noti gang. And hopefully I can get you guys paid. Right? Again, if for this challenge, all my Noti gang members are going to be in the running to earn money. Cash giveaways. I'm giving away cash money to everybody that's a part of Noti gang. So I appreciate y'all. I love you guys. Make sure you're a part of Noti gang. If you're not a part of Noti gang, you're tripping. Bang, bang, Noti gang. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's get it.